So what we have seen, the biggest reasons for failure is not having the right process for automation, which limits the amount of automation that RPA can deliver. Number two is more on the technology side. If companies select a tool just based on, I would say, the cost, right? In that case, there is a huge limitation on how many technologies or what kind of automations that particular tool can support, and that would automatically disqualify a lot of automation opportunity. The third challenge that we have seen is with respect to the ownership, and that by far remains the largest challenge for most of the organizations.
Well, who should own it?
There should be single ownership rather than the current scenario where most of the companies select a tool, then you have a different partner who's going to perform the configurations, a different partner who would do a kind of a consulting exercise to qualify the right processes, and then a different partner to provide the support once they are all rolled out. So in a way, you end up spending a lot of effort if you go with multiple partners, and which is high cost for oversights, high cost for entire program management, and higher cost to manage all the nuances which are bound to occur in these kind of complex scenarios. So the key, I would say, success criteria to drive more and more automation is to identify one vendor who would be responsible for driving automation end to end, and which would also bring in the automation capabilities and the technology stack that would cut across different processes.
Okay, and then ideally, I assume that one provider owns the outcome. They're responsible for the outcome.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, it makes total sense, and I agree. Many would say there's a couple of different ways to skin the cat here, if you will. You're a proponent of having a single owner, right? What are the benefits of that approach?
So Frank, when we say single owner, it is both on the enterprise who's planning to drive automation, and ownership on the provider side as well. On the enterprise side, the benefits are pretty obvious, where we need to have sponsorship and a unit that owns the entire automation across business functions, which can drive automation and adoption in many business functions. On the provider side, what we have seen is that there is a tool where you need to select the right product vendor. Then there is an effort involved to build those automations. So getting a system integrator. The third one is getting a team who would help qualify the right process for automation. And number four is supporting these automations which are now live in the production environment. So if you have to have a higher success and a much higher automation percentage, we recommend ownership on the provider side as well. A provider which brings to the table all of the elements which would be a recipe for success for RPA. The right product, the right configuration capability, the process mining capability, and the continuous support capability.
Naresh, what do you see are the most common drivers behind most of these RPA deals, certainly the ones you're involved in, most attractive benefits, if you will?
Let me summarize those benefits. Number one, cost of operations, which is, the cost of robots is much lower than cost of human labor. Number two, reliability. Robots can perform the same job over and over again and with no errors. Number three, accuracy as well. wherein these robots can work on a set of business rules which are well defined and perform the actions strictly based on those business rules without moving data wrongly from one screen to another. And number 4 is scalability, especially in scenarios where you have a high seasonal demand or peak loads, and where you have to bring in a large human workforce to perform those actions. Robots are scalable. You can turn them on real time and have them perform the job in real time.
So for those members and practitioners that are watching this discussion between you and I who have not yet taken the first step, maybe they're about to, maybe they're hesitant, what is your advice and recommendation to them?
My advice is very simple. It is not hype. It is real. It is not long, but fairly quick, sometimes even days. And it provides tangible benefits and something which your competition may have already embraced and is already on the path for automation to not just cost benefits, but also to drive higher revenues and customer satisfaction.
That's good motivational advice. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank.